Oh, so you tapped in, baby. I'm so glad you are. I bet you it's streamlined a whole bunch for you. The Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, man. I used to spend hours.
Let's see.
You spend hours just thinking of
Yeah.
captions and everything.
Yeah. Why would you do it?
That's what I'm saying. I just type in what I wanted to say and it'll pop something out.
All right, you should see it. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Ryan.
Appreciate you.
I'll post it too right now.
That's me.
Let's go. I'll keep it on for the live chat. Just so I can read the comments. So if you see me looking down, man, that's why, or I'm looking at notes or something.
Yeah,
I don't want to seem rude.
You're good. I'm sending it to some friends right now.
All right. Hey, yo, this is an In the Loop production, and we're live in Midland, Texas at Element 14, off the loop in Garfield, 4610 North Garfield to be exact, right by Chula's and behind Jason's Deli. If you're a podcaster, streamer, or gamer, this is definitely the place. Have you been here?
Never, man.
Dude, I didn't even get to walk you around. Shit, I'm sorry, man.
I already looked around.
You already looked around?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fire, man.
It is, right? And I think the gaming stations are $10 an hour, which is cheap as hell.
That's cheap.
So even if we had, let's just say I had somebody quote unquote famous in the normal sense with that, I could sell tickets to blah blah blah. You could get portable headphones and listen to this conversation, and it would sound like this.
Yeah.
It wouldn't sound like you're on your phone.
It would sound just like.
It would sound like you're in the room. Yeah. So I think that's dope.
No, that's fire.
That's a cool feature.
Yeah, I'm surprised I've never been here before because this looks like something I would do back home, like with the OBS, with the Streamlabs and everything. Like it looks.
What do you mean back home? Where are you from?
Monahan's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, for sure. Well, that's why they set that up over there. So any DJs or anything like that, let's say you don't have a gig, but you want to let people know your skills. You come rent this place over here, do a live stream, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fire, man. I like community, man. You were around during season 1, you're familiar with In the Loop. A lot of people have told me, why don't I do my own thing? But I really like the community aspect of doing this. Like, these guys built this place for someone like me to come in and rent.
Yeah.
Why not?
And it's not like second rate or anything. This is
no, it ain't, baby. This is it, baby. It feels good, right?
Whole entourage here, just and doing their thing outside too.
Yeah, exactly. And the last spot we have, not to take away from it, because it did exactly. I mean, it was a great spot. The entourage was kind of a hiccup. How many we can bring, or if they brought their own beer, or blah blah blah. So with this place, they serve alcohol, so we're fine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna clean up after you, blah blah, so it's a good thing, man. So
shout out that bartender too. She got down on these drinks.
Yeah, man, heck yeah, shout out to her. She's here usually every Thursday, but the fact that you can order a drink from here too, so I dig it, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, thanks for agreeing and having this conversation with me.
Thank you for having me, man.
I really appreciate you allowing me and allowing the community to get to know you in this manner, man. This isn't normal, and I know it. I really appreciate it when somebody takes the time, especially you're driving from Monahan's, to have this type of conversation with me, man. And the reason I wanted to have it with you, of course, within the loop, if you're in the loop, then you understand that In the Loop is about primarily interviewing artists that are in the music scene, primarily hip hop. Just because it seems like the most apparent and most dominant out here right now. And then along with that, though, comes the photographers like Texas Thule over here taking photos. Shout out Texas Thule, handling season 3 for us, and videographers like you, which you should know who you are if you're watching this. Everybody should know who you are, man. I don't know if I say your handle right. Is it Afrotious? Afrotious. Okay, dope, man. We'll get into how that name came up. You've been on the scene, or were on the scene. I'm gonna say that you're still on the scene, and I say that specifically, because I'm going to ask about the transition and see where you are, in filming another music video or not, things like that we'll get into. But early on, all the way up until 4 to 5 years ago, you were the one that people were calling. Almost, I don't know if it's 30 or over 30 artists. I'm going to list them all. So I'm going to quickly introduce the people to who you are, my man, okay? Because I want people to know a little bit about you. Is it safe to say, so it's Elijah Ray,
Yeah.
Afrotious,
Yes,
Saint Media.
That's me.
Gotcha. Photographer, cinematographer, short films. You got a couple of short films.
Yeah,
I want to talk about. Yeah. Well, I got them listed right here. You're FSU alumni. What's FSU stand for?
Full Sail University.
Full Sail. Yeah. Oh, you went to Full Sail.
Yeah. Well,
dope.
I just did it online. Then I
Yeah.
there for the graduation.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Dope. Your short films, of course. I had to. Let me see. I want to make sure I don't jump off. Something that I will get into is your first videos were about magic and card magic.
Yep.
And you look like this cute little teenager, man.
Yeah, man.
But you also a couple of years ago, or even last year, dropped another a card trick. I have that title here in a minute. Something about the cards recently, like again a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I have the title here in a minute. But you've also done commercials. Transformative Leadership Academy. I really like that one, man.
Thank you.
Real quick, who chooses the music for that? Do they direct the whole thing, or do you like?
So most of the time, it's me that gathers everything.
Okay.
Especially for commercials, because most of the time they're being advertised, like paid money to advertise and sponsor and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that's music that they could use, like legally.
Yeah, exactly.
I have websites that I pick music from
that are already. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't just use like Taylor Swift or something like that.
Yeah. So this website kind of filters out the tracks that you can use so that you don't have to. Yeah, got it. Okay. Chaotic Wings, which if you haven't had Chaotic Wings in Odessa, first off, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
I really like that place. I've only been a couple of times. I was doing delivery.com, but and then I went afterwards just because I had to. I like it.
Yeah. No.
I could see it being a franchise. I don't know if it's local to Odessa or not, but
have one in Odessa and one in Kermit. So
shit.
Two restaurants open right now.
Kermit is interesting. Anyway, I might have to reach out to him. Okay. You've also done quinces and weddings, which I have along with the commercials. I wanted to ask, like, who does the copy in the sense of saying the things that they're saying, the music, blah blah blah. Okay. And then you got short films. You got a short horror film. Yeah. I Can See Him is what it's called. I wanted to ask, like, because that's like an oddball, man.
Yeah, man. Well, that was a college project, so I had a short film. It didn't have to be a horror short film, but basically I just had to make a short film, and 1 to 2 minutes long, and make sure it had all the right cinematography, so like leveled shots, good white balance, good lighting, that type of thing, and you can kind of go your own route or whatever.
But most of your short films are like 1 to 2 minutes that I've noticed.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that because it's very hard to get across a message. It's very hard to get across a message in 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
And so it takes a certain mindset to approach that, man. So we'll talk about that. Okay, commercials. Car Wash 828.
Yep.
Cactus and Lace Babes.
Yep.
I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Swanner Photography?
Swanner, yes.
Swanner Photography, okay. Which is interesting.
Doing a commercial for
another photographer, but I can see why. MTG Threads. And then the last one I had, and you may have more, is the 2021 Monaghan's high school football.
Yeah.
Which is dope, man. And I'll get into that, asking about that, but I want to go through your what you've accomplished first, man, because I'm interested in how that came about, doing that for the schools, because I haven't paid attention to a lot of schools, just in general, because I haven't been in school in a long time. But I wonder how many schools are implementing a cinematographer or videographer.
Yeah, well, lately, especially in West Texas, I've seen a big growth of videographers. Like
a lot, man.
For their different programs, whether that be sports, like culinary.
Stockton
do a culinary video. It was fire too, man.
Okay, so because it's almost, again, the guest that I just had on, their own a barbershop, and I was telling them that I've realized you almost have to be a content creator right now
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. No matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
Business, you have to be
almost even on a personal level. For personal branding, like it's very rare to find somebody who. I found an artist the other day that real quick tangent, that I bought an art piece from, and he had no socials, or his girlfriend. I said, so what are you guys on? We're not on nothing. We have our phone number.
Crazy.
And they're 23, 24, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You a ghost for real.
For young kids not to have.
No, definitely. Okay, short films. There's any particular order. Flip, Why? Of course, the horror film, I Can See Him, and Checkmate. I really like the Checkmate one, man. Thanks. Probably because I like chess.
Yeah, no, chess is fire.
Chess is fire, man.
That was another college requirement.
Okay. From Full Sail.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, dope. And then videos. This is the longest list, man, right here. It's literally like almost 3 pages. And I want to say every single one of them so that people watching can understand the influence that you've had, and also the presence that you've had. Again, primarily because In the Loop highlights musical artists or hip-hop artists. And early on, you shot a shit ton of videos, man. So
a lot around here, man.
I think these are in order from I think the newest to the oldest. So you can correct me because you probably know it better than I, but this is Nascadeli.
NASA Kid Eli.
NASA Kid Eli. Yeah, oh, okay.
That's a hard one.
Oh, okay. You know why? Because I'm getting used to the no spaces, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it.
That's a new thing too.
It's a new thing, man. I get it. So NASA Kid Eli, Quitting on You.
Yeah.
Choppers on Choppers. Shorty Flow, which is a really good one. 12:30 block. Have It. 12:30 again. Kid Mello Views. Kid Mello TTG. Tax Free Regime. Pray for Prey. Kid Mello, I Wonder If Crips Watch Clifford. Kid Mello Nuisance. Yeah. Nuisance. How am I saying that right? Nuisance. Yeah. 12:30 Part 2. Jay Jackson, I think that's his last name, right? Munchies.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and some of these I'm like, I need to pay attention.
Yeah. No, some of these artists are really fire.
No, man. Really? I mean, definitely. Okay. Mini Mac On Your Ass. Lil Sam Tress, Iced Out. Chotch Like Yo Bitch. 12:30 Freestyle. 2-2 Company. Chotch 7.6 Freestyle. Robert Trill, which is somebody that you put me on. Thank you, because I didn't know about him. RIP 2018. The Cut Boys. You should know about the Cut Boys by now. Life of the Party. Gliss and Ty. HP, which you've been a lot for Gliss and Ty.
Yep.
SK General, because they're both from Monahan's too, right? In a sense.
General or Ty?
No. Gliss and Ty. Yeah.
Ty's from
Monahan's.
Monahan's. That's where I'm going from. I don't know if he's from Monahan's, but he's lived
okay.
Monahan's for a while.
SK General Contagious. Javi the Prophet, I Wouldn't Do. Gliss again. Brats. Cut Boys again. Out of Control. Javi the Prophet, I Do. J Pat Underdog. Vic the Bandit, Same Shit. Be Fresh, Bored of Me. Cut Boys again. The O Freestyle. Ty again, Shut the Fuck Up, or STFU. Gliss, I really like racial profiling. From a visual standpoint, it was good, man. I really like that one. KB and Cash, with Blamas. I didn't know you shot the Measy Bentley one, Long Live Jesse, man.
I shot a couple for Measy.
Yeah, and I really like that kid, man. I've known him since he was like 12, 13.
Man,
yeah, from Team Flow. So seeing him, and I mean, I hate that he's locked up, but I'm sure he's gonna come out with some gold. But that Long Live Jesse was a good one, man. So Gliss, Tools, another Mize Bentley 16. Hold on, man. We're still going. Hold on, guys.
It's a long list.
D Money, Jiggin, which is when I kind of caught my eye about you, was one of the first videos. That's when I kind of launched In the Loop, was January of 2020, and that's when I came across Jiggin. And then I saw your famous tag, ding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it made me want to pay attention a little bit more. Bug, Pressure, Javi the Prophet, Mo Money. I didn't know you did I did know and I didn't know, I forgot, but Ryder the Trillist, the Fago, I really like that one.
Wait, say it again?
Ryder the Trillist, Fago.
Okay,
yeah. And I'm sure you've probably forgotten more than you've done, man, because you've done a lot. G9D, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but watch out.
Yeah.
Bars, 3 Z's, All I Want for Christmas. Let me tell you something real quick about this All I Want for Christmas track. This should be played every Christmas, man.
Yeah,
It's like it's a theme.
When I
It's
made
a
that, man, that one was cool when I made it. I was like, man, this is fire.
yeah.
That's the only time I've ever actually done something to my my coin logo at the very beginning. There's a little Christmas hat on it. That's the only.
Oh no way. Okay, dope, dope. I do remember that. It's a really good track, man. It's catchy as hell. Baby Scrap, Let Me Be. Bug, Go Time, NBR Tie again. Fucked Up. Ride of the Millions. I forgot again that you did. That's a really good one. Zone, Come Look at This. Jay Jackson again, no chorus. 2-2, I think that says set a date. Yeah. 3 World, Eddie is what it's called. NBR Tie, Shaq and Kobe. Baby Scrap again, Smoke That. That's crazy because I remember listening to Smoke That. I didn't even click the tag or anything. I just paid attention more to. You've done a lot, my man.
Yeah, man. I've been.
You were around in the early days, man, for sure.
Yeah.
We're grateful to you. Lil Flame, I Don't Give a Fuck. Guap, Gang Hen, Drip. Booty Bandit Vic, which is Persian Plug.
Yeah.
Guap Gang Hen, Pretend. Yola, which he needs to come out again because anyway. MOB. Booty Bandit Vic again on Vent. NBR Tie, Ain't No One-on-One. NBR Tie again, Exposed. Robert Trill again, you put me on him. Changed on Me. Lil Louis or Lil Lewis, When Did Time Go? Chaos Lucky, No Shade, and Chaos Lucky again, October Nights. So this is visual, and before that you did normal visuals, like where you would do a cover, and it was like kind of like a short film.
Yeah.
And you would whether it was depression or something else.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh damn, we got hella comments. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me get to them. Those old skits went crazy, they said.
They sure did.
Nonstop Laughter, he's goated for sure. Ice him again, Watch Out. Eli Fire, Watch Out. G9D, Persian Plug. My guy has a whole catalog. No, he does got a whole catalog, my bro. So before that, again, you did visuals, vlogs, and a bit of card magic. Oh, that was the recent one. How to spring a deck of cards. Yeah.
That was a college assignment too.
I got you, man. So I wanted to ask, like, real quick, just about that as we get this going, man. But I had to introduce you. So, welcome to Elijah Ray.
Yes, sir.
I did not list because I didn't know about the names or anything like that. All the weddings and the quinces, even though you have names in your visuals.
And even with the music videos, for every like 3 videos I did post, there's at least one that I didn't. So there's a lot more out there that I don't remember. There's just some that didn't make the cut to post my channel, or that I just didn't have the time. Forgot.
Okay, that was the other thing that where I was like, I didn't know how to go look for you. If there was, is there any? Well, let me ask this: is there anything listed on somebody else's channel that's not listed on yours?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you got way more, man. Yeah, I just went into your own,
Yeah. No, there's a lot out there that I didn't post on my channel for either. I feel like maybe I could have done better, or it's just something I forgot about. So
that's interesting.
There's a lot more that aren't listed on my channel. I haven't posted everything on my channel.
I dig it. Yeah. And now, before we get into the conversation, so again, thanks for having this conversation with me. Thanks for letting me highlight you, man, in the 432 and what you've done and the impact you've had. Now you're in the wedding and quinces space. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Specifically wedding and quinces?
Yeah.
Like 80% probably?
Yeah. I would say 80% weddings and quinces.
Okay.
That's about right.
Okay. What's up, Elijah Ray?
How's it going, man?
How you doing, my man?
I'm all right. Just working, doing photo shoots, doing videos, just living life, man. That's
how old are you, man?
I am 22.
God damn. Yup.
Yeah, man. I'm
interesting, man.
Pretty young, but I still got a lot to go. So
yeah, man. You're handling 22 well, man, for sure.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah. So, who is Elijah Ray, man? You're from Monahans. Let us know, man. Yeah, where were you born and raised?
Born in Odessa.
Okay.
Born in Odessa, but raised in Monahans all my life. I have one parent, just a mom, single mom. I would say, if you ask me who I am, I'm gonna say I'm just a hustler.
Okay.
Since I was young, I was always hustling. It was either selling duct tape wallets, or I would customize controllers and put buttons on the back of them and paint them up, or I would do magic tricks for parties and stuff like that. So I've always just been hustling, trying to find my way and trying to get a bug, support me, support my mom, that type of thing. And it wasn't until I would say junior year of high school that I picked up the camera, and that's when I started doing just photo shoots for fun. Like, I didn't pick it up thinking I was gonna do music videos. I just picked it up thinking I could take some cool pictures and post them online, that type of thing. But I got a little bit better at it. Got some homies, got some some friends from school. They asked me to take their pictures and stuff like that, graduation pictures. They were shit. Like I wasn't good at it, but that kind of sparked. It was like, okay, I could make money off this. And I put some more time into it, got better at it, and then it just kind of snowballed. Started doing music videos and just kind of kept going from there. And then here we are today.
Yeah, here we are today. That was the fastest way now for sure, man. So did those guys, did they use those pictures?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They used them for like a year.
Oh, I got you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they weren't the best pictures
for sure.
Just starting off, but everyone has to start somewhere. So.
I got it. So you grew up entirely in Monahans, then?
Yeah.
It's safe to say kindergarten, 12th grade?
Yeah.
So you graduated from Monahans?
From the day I was born, the second day I was born, however long it takes to get the baby home from the hospital. From that day,
I got you.
So now I've been in Monahans, unfortunately.
Okay.
But,
I would say fortunately, man. Yeah. I would say fortunately. Yeah. I'm just in the sense of corny, in the sense of everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, so we can have you right here, right now, my man.
Everything happens for a reason. I believe in that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that because of the age we live in today, internet and social media, that people like you could have the recognition that you, I would say, deserve as an artist that wasn't possible before. So I understand the statement that you just made, because I grew up in Lenora, which is a very small town over here, Grady and Tarzan, and it was almost the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, unfortunately, man, it was podunk, country,
small little town.
I'm the minority, like a motherfucker. I had tattoos at 14, so I was extremely minority, like standing out. So it's like, man, but I'm grateful for those times. I told my sister like a month ago, I should have been a cowboy, man.
Yeah, man. Imagine being a cowboy with
my friends right now at Grady are farming, all these fields, and they got tractors. They're living a simple life, man. I'm over here in the big city, stressing myself out. Just kidding.
Man. That's how it goes sometimes, though. But I say unfortunately, but I'm definitely grateful for the episode.
No, I know you're making. I know you're joking, man, for sure. So. Is there only one elementary, one junior high, and one high school?
Oh man, when I grew up, there was one for kindergarten, one for 1st through 3rd, one for 4th through 6th, and the last one was there's junior high, so there was a 7th through 8th, and then finally the high school, and then that's it. Yeah, the number of schools after that.
How big was your graduating class?
I think.
At Grady, it was 25.
Damn. 25? Nah.
It was small. Y'all are probably like 100 or something, right?
Yeah. Maybe high 100, like 180.
Okay.
Maybe 200.
Do you know what number you were?
No.
By chance? No.
I don't remember, no.
Okay. No. So what was it like growing up in Monahans, man?
I mean, it was pretty cool. My mom, fortunately, was definitely a hustler, so I didn't need for much, at least not. No, I didn't need for anything that I had everything I needed to prosper, pretty much. She busted her ass to give me the upbringing that I have, and I didn't need for much. I wasn't able to get like all the Christmas presents and stuff like that I wanted, but I was fed, I was clothed, I was good to go. Do
you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have one brother.
Okay, older or younger?
One younger brother.
Dang, older brother again. This other person came was the older sibling. Being an older sibling is tough, man. It's almost a burden. You got a lot of responsibility,
especially growing up.
What's the age gap?
Well, I'm 22. My brother is 19 right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right there, man.
Yeah.
Are y'all cool?
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the homie right there.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we didn't grow up with much, but I was definitely grateful for what we did have. Like even I feel like at a young age, I was able to understand like we're not the best, we're not the richest family in town, but it could be a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. A lot more. So I was definitely grateful at an early age of what we had, what we have accomplished, and being able to look back at like where I started and where me, not just myself, but like my family as a whole, is crazy, man. Because we started in the apartments, like on the ghetto side of town.
Wow. Okay.
Me and my little brother sharing a room. My mom had her own room, just two bedroom, 1 bath apartment that we lived in for like maybe a year. And then we moved into my grandma's because our house caught on fire for a minute. So our house caught on fire and we moved into my grandma's. And we stayed there for like maybe 2 years. My mom went to jail, and that was kind of like I would say that's where like the the worst part of my upbringing was whenever my mom went to jail and it was just my grandma and my brother. And but yeah, going from there to where we are now, you know, my mom, she's got a stable job now. My brother's in college in Austin, and I'm doing what I do. So I feel like things definitely.
Let's go, man.
Things definitely worked out, man. Like,
yeah, I think so, man.
Yeah,
I know. In the moment, it was probably hard to see this.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. I remember my mom and dad going to jail when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then in your small town, people know that your mom and dad went to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's like, God damn it, you know, again, you know. I remember my librarian helping me and my siblings write a Valentine note to my dad when he was in prison. You know what I'm saying? And holding on to it, you know, to him until he got out, blah, blah, blah. And my mom, ironically, my mom at the same time was in county jail, so we were writing her a fucking, what's it called, too. It became all norm almost. You had to say, I hate to say that, you know. So the traumatization for sure was like the first time. But my parents went in and out of jail often. Yeah. And then it became the norm. But it's hard for a kid, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think around that time I was going into junior high. Like I remember specifically, actually, it was my first year in junior high, so brand new school. I was the youngest of the entire like group age pool.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I had really just my grandma, and she was, I mean, bless my grandma. She's
I miss my grandma.
Woman. Yeah, amazing woman, but she didn't know what kids were going through.
Yeah.
Like times were different, so I couldn't really talk to her about too much. But it definitely made me who I am today. Going through that, it made me more self-reliant. It made me more in tune with myself and who I am. So I'm grateful for what happened.
I could see that, man. I can see that. So was she in there for a while?
About a year and a half. It wasn't too long, but it was long enough for it to be like, dang.
Bro, that's a long time for a kid.
Exactly.
That's like 10 years, man. Yeah. No, for sure.
Like nowadays, it's like, you get a ride, you just ride it out.
Yeah, man.
When you're 12, 13 years old and you're like, your mom's gone for a year and a half, it's
a long time, man.
It's a long time, man. Yeah.
And during any of this time, of course, I'm sure, like me, I remember trying to occupy my mind.
Yeah.
So it's anything.
Yeah.
From BB guns to MTV at the time to what do you call it? Slingshot outside, anything like that. Just occupy my mind.
Definitely.
What were the things you were occupying your mind with, man?
I mainly had two things, and it was definitely just an occupation. I was a big gamer, big gamer. I spent maybe 13, 14 hours a day.
Damn.
Yeah, especially back, like, it's kind of like okay now, but back then, whenever it was just Xbox just came out, I was spending 13, 14 hours a day just playing Black Ops.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it was either that or I was doing card tricks. So practicing. If I wasn't gaming that entire day, I was doing card tricks for 12 hours a day, just practicing in front of the mirror.
Where did the card tricks come from, man?
Man, I think it was 20. I don't remember the exact date, but I went to church camp in Killeen, Texas, for my church.
Okay.
And there was a magician on the stage, and he did some of the I've never seen a magician before, so it was some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my entire life, where he was making little red balls disappear, making birds come out of hats.
Yeah.
I was blown away at that time. I was like, how does this man? I've never seen an like a face-to-face in-person magic show before. So I was so blown away at that, man. I remember the day I got home from that church camp, I looked up on YouTube like how to do magic. And that was it. How to do magic.
Immediately.
And I didn't learn how to do magic that day, but I learned. I saw a few different magicians. Went into how to do different card tricks, coin tricks, stuff like that. And I just kind of learned, kind of got in like that. And that's pretty much how that started.
Did you immediately go out and like try to find a crowd or get people to? Yeah.
Well, my first crowd was my mom. I remember I did a little rubber band trick on my mom, and it wasn't good. But, after that, I learned some more, got some more, and whenever I was able to impress my mom and my grandma, and she was like she had to do it a second take because she's used to my shitty ass tricks, and then I do something where she's like, oh, like, how do you do that? I was like, okay, like, I actually got you, like, and then that's when I started showing
I can expand.
Exactly. That's when I started going to school and bringing a deck of cards, and I was like, hey, check this out. Like, in the corner, I wasn't making a big deal out of it. I just wanted to like do a little test subject, see how they reacted. And whenever I got good reactions from them, I would go to the bigger crowds and be like, everyone gather around. Elijah Ray's gonna show you.
I dig it, man.
That's how it started. So
a little entertainer for sure, man.
Yeah. I was definitely big on that when I was growing up, and I used to do like magic tricks in recess at the playground.
Oh yeah, okay.
I used to have a big crowd.
No way, man.
Playground, man. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure as a kid too, because it's like here's a kid doing magic tricks. So as a kid, you're really blown away.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. How was that being the center, like receiving that praise and receiving?
It was cool, man. I mean, I was just always known as the kid that does magic.
Oh,
so I mean, there's kind of pros and cons to that. So I mean, I was always thought it was pretty cool, but at the same time, people always thought of me of just show me a card trick whenever they saw me, and that was it. They never really.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Close to me, but I mean, it was cool. I can't lie. Like it was pretty neat being able to be that magic kid. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did you practice often?
Yeah. Okay. A lot. I practice a shit ton. Man.
So are you good at it now? I mean, are you?
Yeah. I mean, it's like riding a bike.
Oh yeah.
I can still do some magic today.
Okay.
I get cards. So.
Is it something that people ask you about? Like.
Yeah. Especially people from my hometown, they ask me, especially like at house parties or stuff when we're really drunk. Hey, Elijah knows how to do magic. And so everyone comes like, what? You know how to do magic? I'm like, yeah, I'll show you a trick.
Yeah.
I guess, so.
Bet some money, right?
Yeah. Like it's gonna be $5 per person.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty cool. It was all right.
Did you get proficient at gaming? How was that, man?
Yeah, man. I was actually I remember specifically Black Ops 2 ranked play. I was number 1 in the Dallas server. There's a couple different ranks for it, but I was pretty good when I was growing up in Black Ops 2. It was definitely something that I felt like if I had the gear and the money at that time, it was something I could have taken off with too, and be big with. Like aside from just doing videography and photography, like if I was
like an actual thing.
Yeah, if I actually had like the gear and the time and the resources to put into that and making like content and streaming and stuff like that back then, I feel like I could have gone pretty far because I was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know a lot of people will say they're the best at Black Ops 2, but I was actually pretty
These guys had a Black Ops tournament here, man. I think it was like $500 or something.
I'm gonna have to get in on that.
Yeah, man. They have tournaments often. They had a FIFA tournament. I can't remember what else. So if you're into gaming, for sure,
definitely. I'm still gaming. So
yeah. Real quick, man, because you got comments like crazy. I want to make sure that people know that we're listening to them. So. Vic and Afro is what made me tap in for videos back in 2019. Nonstop laughter, drugs you should try. I don't know about that. Isom, Vic really a goat. Trenton Davis, Elijah got a whole resume. Nonstop laughter said, tell him about the wrong turn skit. No? Somebody put LMAO. They probably laughing at that. It's on the old YouTube channel, they said. I know he got videos on different stuff. Yeah, he gonna have to tune into the Tribe channel. You got a Tribe channel? What is that?
I do have a Tribe channel.
Okay. Oh, snap.
That was me and a bunch of my homeboys. My hands like maybe 8 or 9.
It's like inner circle shit.
Yeah, man. When we were young, like junior high type stuff. I had a camera really young. My mom's old camera.
Okay.
And I remember my one of my friends, his name was Reagan. Growing up, he had access to a church. His father was a pastor, and we'd go out to the church. Set up in a room, set up the camera.
No, man. So you okay? How old were you?
I want to say like 14, 15. I was pretty young.
Oh, you were young, man. Yeah. So it makes sense transitioning from the magic, having it sent to a video, almost right.
Yeah,
it's like
that's pretty much how it started. Was I was doing magic tricks and I was like, this would be really cool to put on YouTube or stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was always watching like other people do their tricks on YouTube or their flourishes on YouTube, and I was like, I could do that. Like I could do all this stuff that these guys are doing. So I just get a camera and record it. I used to just do it on my phone, like put the phone over the camera and do it like that.
Okay.
I could do a lot better if I just had my mom's camera, because she used to work at the paper. She used to have an old Canon T4.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I pretty much stole that from her, and I'd use that to record my magic tricks, and the quality jumped, man. It was crazy. And I used to have a magic channel on YouTube before I deleted it. I don't know why I deleted it, but I used to have a big magic channel. It wasn't that big, but like 500, 600 subscribers.
Yeah, it's big for here, yeah.
Big for a 15-year-old.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Man, this is cool. Like I got a lot of people on here, but yeah. And then after people saw that, they were like, "Can you shoot music videos or can you take pictures of me?" And there's just like the magic videos and pictures that I used to kind of paved the way for my today's photography and videography.
I gotcha. So was it immediately that you set up a YouTube and filmed and got your mom's camera? I mean, did you ask your mom?
Yeah, I asked
okay.
her. I asked her. But I would say like the day I came home, I watched so many videos on YouTube that was just kind of hard to keep track. So I actually made a YouTube. And I subscribed to all these different magicians and flourishers and stuff like that, just so I can kind of keep track of when everything's dropping. And that's when I kind of started posting my own clips on my phone and stuff like that to my YouTube.
The magic side. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this, so you're 15. What? 9th grade, 10th grade?
Yeah, I'd say like 8th grade. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Was it just video, or were you messing around taking photos?
Back then it was just video. I was just taking short clips on my phone or something like that, slow them down on Facebook.
Okay. Like oh yeah, using the Facebook. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you didn't immediately like download a video editor or something like that?
No, it was just the built-in editor on the oldest iPod 4, whatever it was, one of the first iPods is when I started doing the magic trick videos.
That's wild, man. Oh, that you still got it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I sold that a long time ago.
Oh man, that'd be wild, man. Yeah. So you're in high school, entering high school. Mm-hmm. You're doing these magic videos. You got a YouTube channel. What's the vibes in school, man, with people?
When I was growing up, man,
like were you again, even now in the space, finding peers that are showing up online is almost rare. Yeah. So it's not so often that somebody's like, yeah, I'm gonna put myself on camera. Most people don't want to put themselves on camera. So were you like one of the only, especially Monahans, were you like one of the only ones doing it? And or were there other, of your peers doing it or anything?
I can't think of anyone else that was like making videos.
Wow, man.
Like short content type of videos.
Yeah.
And I was definitely one of the persons that people would come to whenever they had like camera problems or like questions on how to make videos, how to start taking pictures, stuff like that.
Got it.
But yeah, I was definitely what was I gonna say? I was definitely probably one of the first people in Monahans to actually like make content and put it on YouTube and put it on Instagram and stuff like that. So
yeah, actually, again, just put it on there. Just actually have like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At what point did somebody come up to you and say to take a photo? What was that first photo?
Probably like junior year. It was probably one of my crushes, one of my high school crushes. I was showing them like, cause I like to show off my like video magic tricks back then. So I sent them along. I was like, okay, like, can you take my pictures? And at that time I wasn't charging anything, maybe like $10-15 just for gas type of thing. And so yeah, I'd go out there with my mom's old camera, set up at sunset, and just take some pictures of them. And that was it.
Did you give them like different edits, or was it just one?
Yeah,
like how did you have a process? Did you go look it up? Were you like
back then? I would look up a lot right before the shoot, like maybe an hour before. To go. I'd look up how to take pictures, how to take like pictures, that type of thing. And when I got back home, I would look up how to edit like senior pictures, how to edit portraits, that type of thing. So it was all kind of on the fly. It wasn't really I didn't really have anything in mind. It was just having fun with the camera, pretty much.
And I'm wondering. I wonder if back then versus now, what it cost or what was available. The editing software, was there anything available that you could afford, like, because years ago stuff was expensive, man. I mean it was $2,000, $3,000, and now you can get it for $20 a month or something. Like
the Adobe suite I think is like $20 for Lightroom, and
you see what I'm saying?
$15 a month.
It used to be you had to buy the entire program.
I think back then my process was I would go home, I had an old 2007 iMac, put the pictures on, and I wouldn't even edit them like in any software or anything. Just I'd take each one by one in the little, like in the viewer, in the system viewer, hit edit and just adjust like maybe contrast, saturation, and sharpness. And maybe color slider just a little, but they didn't really have much on the old iMac, so it wasn't really editing. It was just kind of prepping the images for send off, and that's it.
Okay. And then after that, what happened? Did somebody else just see it and say, hey, take mine? Yeah,
well, she posted them on her Instagram. Their friends saw them. They hit me up for more senior pictures. It just kind of snowballed. And then when they posted, like, "Oh, can you take pictures of me and my boyfriend, or can you take pictures of me and my dog?" It was just kind of one-off different photo shoots. But whenever you do that, you kind of build up a portfolio, and people know you. Like, hey, they took so and so's photos, or he took my boyfriend's photos, something like that. So it just kind of builds your portfolio.
And this was in Monahans primarily.
Everything was in Monahans back then.
Was there anybody else like that they could reach out to? Or why were they reaching out to you? Let me ask that. Like, was it more of proximity? Like, hey, I know him, they know him.
I mean, there were photographers back then that, you know, they were photographers. That's what they did. But I think it was just the fact that I didn't really charge anything. Like, I was just doing them for fun. I didn't really have like the same type of gear or the same type of lighting equipment that the other actual professional photographers had back then, and I wasn't charging their prices. And plus, being able to just reach out to someone that you grew up with, like since kindergarten, like, hey Elijah, you want to take my pictures tomorrow or something like that. It's just a lot easier than booking the $400-600 photographer. And the pictures were shit. They were pretty bad back then, but it helped me build up my portfolio and make me get better at taking pictures.
So during this is probably your senior year, were you having what were your thoughts of a career? Was this something viable that you were actually hey, I could do something with this, or was it you had something else you were going to do and this was just
I was kind of lost at senior year. I didn't know what I wanted to do going into senior year, because I mean that's whenever your teachers are giving you your life plans, like write down your budgeting and what your job is going to look like, that type of thing. And I had no clue what I wanted to do. I had my good camera back then. In junior year, that's when I started working at Sonic, and I saved up enough for my A7 III. That camera right there.
Wow, man.
Yeah. But it wasn't something that.
So you wanted to get better though.
Yeah.
Still.
No, it was like something I wanted to do. It was like my favorite hobby at the time.
Oh,
like,
heck yeah.
That's all I thought of it was a hobby. I didn't think like it was something I'd get into or actually do professionally. So I was kind of torn. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, and it was my mom actually that pushed me to like. He's like, Elijah, you're taking pretty good photos now. Like, I see you taking good photos. A lot of people know you as the photography guy, and she kind of pushed me to go to college for it and continue doing that type of creative work. Because at first I was like, you can't really make a lot of money with a camera, and if you could, it was a lot of work, and it just gets more and more expensive. So
yeah. Was it well received when your mom said that, or did you kind of push back?
No, I pushed back. I was like, I don't know. Like, I was really into. I was this close to going to forensic science, because I thought it would be so cool to be a detective or work in a lab where they do crime scene like investigation. CSI or whatever it's called. I thought that was so cool, and that was what I was really looking into. But the degrees for that they're a lot. If you don't get like any sort of scholarship or anything, it costs a lot to go to school for that. But my mom specifically told me I can get a Pell Grant for this Full Sail program that I wanted to go to if it was something that I was interested in. I did a lot of research. I don't know how many times I looked up how much money can photographers make per year, and compared to other different types of things that I wanted to do. And it was just something that I had to take a leap of faith on, man. And eventually I enrolled in it about maybe 3 months after I graduated.
So what? This was 2018?
Yeah,
2019 or what?
About 2018 summer.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I enrolled in it for after I graduated, and that's whenever I was like, okay, like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it serious. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna acquire more gear and acquire more. I'm gonna just get better at it and get more portfolio built up, and that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. So.
Well, you were just at the cusp of the ecosystem in that space, realizing that videographers were now being hired at six figures, and which didn't exist 7 years ago. But because of this whole content creation era that we're living in, photographers and videographers became in demand, man.
Yeah, man. And especially today, video is absolute king.
Oh, it's insane, man. Which is, I see you doing the commercials and the other things. I was like, yeah, like, so at that time I can see, well, especially in Monaghan's, like, you don't hear a lot in Monaghan's. You don't have a lot of examples.
And the other photographers in Monaghan's, I was like, you're not living that good.
I don't really want their life.
I'm good on that.
For sure.
It's definitely something that I couldn't see blowing up.
And it makes sense, because how could you?
Yeah, there's no idea that video and photo content would be as big as
man. So it was solely on faith. I can see that for sure. So you enrolled in Full Sail. How did that go, or what? Or what was that process like?
I learned most of what I know today just through YouTube University. I was just looking up YouTube almost every day, spending hours just watching videos and putting it into practice. So by the time I actually went to Full Sail, most of the stuff they were teaching, I already knew.
Okay.
I spent like that entire summer, because I was like, we're going to Full Sail after this summer, and we're gonna be committed to this. So I was like, let's go ahead and get a jump start, learn as much as we can.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
And most of the stuff I learned at Full Sail I already knew, but there was a lot of stuff that Full Sail did teach me that wasn't so much actually shooting wise, but like on the backside of it. So like securing locations, getting permits for different types of
like the operation side of it. Yeah.
The operation side, or like how to hold harmless contracts. So in case like someone gets hurt on set, you're not liable, that type of thing. So I learned a lot from Full Sail, not so much in the shooting aspect, but in the, like you said, the operational aspect of things, like how to write contracts and
build a business from it.
How to actually make a functional business out of photography and videography.
Is it self-paced, that program, or
it's relatively self-paced? There's a lot of deadlines there, but you could pretty much pick and choose like what you want to do on what days. So you get about a week to do everything, and it only takes me maybe 2 days to actually sit down and get it done. So you can either choose to get it done right at the week starts, or in the middle of the week, or right when the week ends. It is kind of self-paced, but there's still deadlines you have to meet.
How long did it take you to go through it?
It was 29 months, and I got a bachelor's. So it was kind of accelerated.
Yeah. All online?
Yeah, all online.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that, man?
It was weird, man. I feel like I definitely would have maybe done a little bit better if I went in person, but it just didn't match what I was doing at the time. I was working, I was going to school, and I was trying to do this. I had like a lot of stuff going on basically at the time, so it didn't really work for me to go in person. But I kind of wish I did, just so I have that face-to-face kind of mentorship and actually making friends and connections and networking and that type of thing. But it was all right going online. You know, I did learn a lot. The professors were cool. I was able to actually join their Zoom meetings and talk about.
Oh, heck yeah!
So it was pretty neat, man.
So this was around COVID, then?
Yeah.
Safe to say.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So in 2020, you were still attending it. Okay. Did you get your first visual video before or after? Was somebody already asking you to shoot a video, or? So at this point, you're still doing photography, right? You're just doing photography.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, man. I did my first ever music video with Chaos Lucky. He was my first music video I ever did. I want to say I did that before I went to college. Like,
oh wow, okay.
Maybe that graduating summer is when I shot that music video, and I did like 3 videos for him.
Oh shit.
So, that's probably the first music video.
Is he from Monahans or what? Okay.
Yeah.
So would he just approach you and say, "Man, you've been doing this, just shoot the video"?
Well, we were chilling for a minute. We were homies, and he's a rapper, so he was like, "Hey man, like let's shoot a music video," and that's just kind of how that started.
What did you edit it on?
iMovie on my 2007.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah, it was crazy. It took me like 4 weeks just to export it.
Definitely.
Cool, yeah.
What did he think of it, man?
He thought it was cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of got to whenever you don't have any visuals.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Free,
That's all
like,
you got.
You know, like it's gonna be better than having a video is better than not having a video. So he was pretty cool with it. I mean, it wasn't the best video, but having something you could actually promote and push for your music is pretty cool. So I think that's what mainly made him think, oh hell yeah, this is cool.
I didn't go back to it, and I don't know if it was listed on yours, but did you have that tag already? No. When did that tag come into place, man?
Well, I'll tell you the story right now. So
okay.
The tag was originally this coin right here. This isn't the coin, but this is the same coin that my grandma had a long time ago before she passed. I remember as a kid growing up, I'd always go in her house, and she had this little glass cabinet, and she used to have a coin collection. And I thought she had one of these, a silver piece dollar. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I always asked her to bring it home. And I always asked her, like, can I have it? And she's no, like, because she knew I was going to lose it. And she'd always say, you have to wait until I'm not here anymore, and then you can have it. So whenever that time came and I have it, this is what became my logo for Saint Media.
Oh, man.
So now that coin flip is just kind of or the entire logo just kind of a remembrance to her. So that's kind of how
that's fire, man.
About, yeah.
Where did the name Saint Media come from? Did it start off like that? Did you have? It
was through Snowfall. You ever seen Snowfall on Hulu?
No, man, I haven't.
Yeah, you seen Snowfall too, Lee? Well, there's a character in there named Franklin Saint. He's an old coke dealer, and he basically builds his coke empire from the ground up. And his name is Franklin Saint. I thought it was the coolest show I've ever seen, so I just named my company, same media. And that's
okay.
Because I thought he was a hustler, he's an entrepreneur. I was like, that nigga's like me right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I was like,
I can see me in that. I dig it, man.
I'm gonna just be same media. So the logo is unique, but the name is just kind of I just thought it sounded cool. So
Yeah, because you were first primarily showing up as Afrotious, right, in the video, in the visual scene.
Yeah.
And then I seen the transition. You bought the van. We'll get into that, and then the name change, and then the scalability of what you were doing. So it was like you just went full time as soon as you got that van, man. Yeah. But okay, so you shot these 3, and then what happened, man? You went to school. You were going to school. During school, what were you doing? You had a regular job?
Yeah, I worked at Allsup.
Okay.
At the time I went to school. It was full time job.
Damn, and full.
Yeah, 2 to 10 every day, or I worked overnights too. When I first started, it was 10 to 6 in the morning, and then a little bit once I actually got into the job, like maybe 4 or 5 months, I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I feel like a zombie every day.
Man,
keep up with school, so I switched to 2 to 10. And the entire time I was still taking pictures and doing videos for people. And also kind of helped me because every time I would take a customer out, a lot of the times, like, oh, you're a legend, you shot so-and-so's video. I'm like, yeah, man, I always had my cards in my pocket. Like, here's my card.
Yeah.
So I kind of trapped out the Allsups, gave away my business cards and stuff like that.
What were on these business cards? Just your name, Elijah Ray,
yeah,
or what?
They were bad business cards back then. I have better business cards now, but back then it was a picture of me smoking a blunt. But it worked, man. It came out pretty good.
I dig it, man.
But yeah, I didn't give it to everyone just because, like, yeah, you're not my target client.
Oh, I got it. Are you a smoker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When did the first initial real visual, come up for you, man? Because this guy, did he pay you for it, or was it free?
It
was
just kind of like homie to homie.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I would say the first video I ever shot and I charged money for was NBR Thai and 3 World. I want to say it was called Exposed. Yeah.
Okay, the Exposed one. Yeah, that was the first one you got paid?
That was the first one where I actually charged money, like, up front. I was like, yeah, it's going to cost you $40. I'm going to shoot it for you. You get 2 hours, and I'll give it back to you in a week or something like that.
Damn.
The first one I ever did. Charged $40, and I think this one was still one of my favorite videos I ever made.
That's wild, man. Where did you get that number from?
Which one?
$40. You just give me some money.
I was charging $20 for the photo shoot, so I was like, I'm gonna double it. I charged him $40, and back then I was like, okay, this is cool. I mean, I spent 2 hours shooting the video and another 10 hours editing the video. But I was like, I made $40 off this. This is still cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, I can never get paid off this, so making $40 was pretty cool to me back then. But looking back now, $40, I was like, they got
damn. That's what I'm saying.
Lies, man. That's cool.
And then how long after that you got your next one, man?
Pretty quick, man.
Okay. No, I'm sure.
After that video dropped, my inbox was pretty flooded. For a while. I mean, at least I want to say the week after that was dropped, I booked with them for like 2 more, plus, like, I don't remember exactly who it was, but I booked other artists for like maybe 2 or 3 more videos, and then other artists for like 2 or 3. Like, everyone was booking in multiple videos that they wanted to shoot back to back. So I was doing a lot of work for dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
But it kind of built up my portfolio. So.
Yeah. So they were, I mean, especially at that price, they were like, "Hey, bro, how many can we do?
I remember,
let's shoot 5, man."
Bro, I remember the most I did. Was 4.
Damn.
In a day for $40.
For $40,
mm-hmm.
You probably felt like you were winning.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is fire! I'm doing fucking 4 music videos in a day."
Yeah, and I made
so much content out, and I made what, $120? No, wait.
Yeah, 160 or 100.
Yeah. I can't do.
You're like winning.
But yeah, I was like, man, this is fine in one day.
Yeah, because you're what, 19 probably at the time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm used to Allsup's money too, so I was like,
exactly.
Oh, this is on top of Allsup's money. I'm doing fine. This is fire. This is really cool.
Were you asking those early artists how they got to know you, or you kind of already knew?
It was actually through that homeboy I told you about.
Okay.
Lucky, he was already friends with them on like socials and stuff like that. So if he
Okay.
posted his video, that's when they reached out to me, and that's when I gave him my price and stuff like that.
Yeah, because whether we realize it or not, most artists out here are paying attention to every other artist.
Yeah, whether they want to admit
it or not. So when you stepped on the scene, I'm sure others were like, "Oh shit,
yeah, like
how can I get that too?"
That shit looks fire. Like,
it looks
your video.
Yeah, because just out of ignorance, probably, and lack of knowledge, for me, if I seen something, I would automatically think $1,000.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to, So but if I heard 40, I'd be in, baby.
Give me shoot a day, like
yeah, because even 19, so what, 3-4 years ago, $40 was.
I was like, man,
you was making some, for real, man. Damn. So, who was your first artist outside of Monahan's that you reached out to, and did it surprise you?
Man, I need to think about that.
I mean, I see the Lil Meezy,
he was pretty early on. Honestly, I want to say Javi.
Or Javi. Yep, I saw Yep.
He was probably one of
the. That's wild, man. Okay.
To Midland for to shoot a video.
Hell yeah! How did that feel like, man? Or what was that process? And
I thought I was hot, man.
You're like,
I'm going all the way to Midland to shoot a video. And I think at that time I was charging like maybe $80.
Oh, damn! So you upped your price even more, yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm hitting them now. I'm like, I'm going all the way to Midland to shoot a video, and in my mom's car, I loaded my mom's car with all my gear.
Yeah.
I had to ask her for permission to take the car all the way out to Midland. I was like, man, I'm out here doing my thing, man. I'm hustling, I'm grinding right now, still at all subs. But yeah, that was the time when I was like, yeah, like people from all over Texas are reaching out to me right now.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Wow. Oh man, what did your mom say about that, man?
She was scared. She was scared of what I was doing because I would show her the videos I shot. I would show her all the homies in the kitchen with the Glocks and the Dracos pointing at the camera. And she was scared. She was like, Elijah, you need to stop doing music videos, especially for these types of guys. You need to stop. And I was like, I'm making too much money to stop.
I can't stop, mama.
I'm barely
just
getting
started.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna head out. Yeah, that was one of my questions I wanted to ask was because I went through the catalog, of course, and it was like 9 times out of 10 somebody had something pointing at you.
Man.
So it's like
I've had too many guns. Like the normal person has never seen
props,
gun barrels, prop gun barrels at my face.
Man, that's I couldn't imagine as a videographer. I'd be like, "Hey, bro, hold up,
recording over here."
Yeah, man.
Right there, not to me.
What was the first one for Javi? And then what was that process like?
Christmas one.
Okay, the Christmas one?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. When I first went there, I thought it was weird because I'm not used to shooting a lot of music videos, and most of the time it's just meet here, shoot, done. But when I went there, I had to go through the gate in the back alley, and there's a little shed that we shot it in, and it was him, Bars, and like I think 2 other females that were their friends or something like that, and it just wasn't what I was used to. Like, there wasn't anything wrong with it, but it just wasn't what I was used to because I was meeting people I didn't know for the first time. It was something like we didn't really talk beforehand. It was just $80 music video, show up, and that's it.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was transactional almost. Yeah,
very
non-business. Exactly.
Straight business. So when I showed up, I used to be really bad at meeting people for the first time before I started doing like weddings and quinceas. I was really shy and just kind of went with the flow. Whatever happened. So back then it was just like I was holding the camera in the corner, and they were kind of shooting the music video themselves.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Yeah, bro, like we got this and this and this. You think that would be cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." I was really quiet, just shooting whatever. And so that's kind of how that one went. But it was cool. It was an experience going out of town to shoot my first music video out of town, out of Monahan's.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was gonna ask, did it and even now, did it go from them directing mostly and to you being the director, or what?
Yeah. Let's say at first, since I was so shy and like scared to actually tell people what to do, it was more like they were directing it. But definitely near the end of it's not the end of my music, but when I'm taking a break from music videos, that's kind of when I started directing a lot more. I'd show up in the van and I would be able to talk to people more and actually like communicate beforehand. Like, what are you thinking for this shoot? Do you want any props? How many people are going to be there? Like, what kind of vibes do you want for the shoot? Send me the song first. Yeah, I actually heard it before I showed up. So that's when I kind of started taking the lead on shoots and like being like, yeah, I think it'd be really cool if you sent it there, face this way, did this and that, and that's kind of how I started directing my shoots.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you asked for the audio before, and then based on that, you choose the scenes.
Yeah,
you know. Okay.
That's how it started. Well, originally I started hearing the song first just to determine how much I charged, because I used to charge by the minute of the song. So eventually I had every single artist send me their song first, and that's kind of how I determined what kind of scenes I want, whether it's going to be like a bright daytime shoot, dark and gritty. That's kind of how I determined that.
Do you send those ideas to them, or do you just show up with them? Okay.
Yeah, some of them I would kind of hold them till the day of, but most of the time I'd be like, yeah, I think it'd be really cool if we did this there and did that over here, and then came back and did this over here, that type of thing.
Do you find more artists wanting to insert their own vision?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Definitely when I was doing it for like, $400 or $500, of course, like if you have an idea.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But the reason I kind of stopped shooting a lot of music videos is because I wanted to get to the point where an artist comes to me with a vision and a budget, and I just go from there. I tell them when to show up, where to show up, and I kind of take their song and turn it into my vision. And I feel like a lot of artists, they're not into that. Like, even at that point, I'll still always take, their ideas and stuff like that, but I want it to be something that they trust me to have a vision for.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and they come to me for my vision. I don't mind when artists have their own vision, but I really loved whenever an artist would send me a song and be like, you got it, bro, and just tell me I have full creative control on their songs.
Well, and I like that you said to have a budget. Yeah. So from even some of the few things that I do, we can talk ideas all day long.
Yeah, but if you don't have the budget.
But if you don't have the budget, we're just talking in circles, So it's like, just tell me your budget, whatever it is, and I'll tell you immediately whether I can work with that or not. But if you don't have an idea, if you're just like, I don't know either, man. Yeah. Like 10 grand,
not much.
10 grand. Then I don't know, like. But if you're, and I think it takes a little bit of awareness and discipline to know that's normal in business, that you should probably have a budget.
Yeah.
So even if it's 1,500, then say 1,500 and let's work with that, But if you don't come with I can see like it could be frustrating on your end.
Yeah.
Like because now at your point, it's not so much so, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not so much so the act of recording. Now it's you're directing. You're choosing scenes. So it's not value that you can really put on paper. It's almost like an art piece. But it is valuable. So it's like, I don't want to do $500 video.
Exactly.
Let's shoot some cinema. Let's $2,500 videos. Like, let's go, baby. I kind of feel, is that right? Kind of like where you're at, like, because you've done a lot, man. Enough to ask for that.
That's kind of why I kind of dropped off shooting music videos.
Okay, I was gonna ask that.
The budget and the type of things I wanted didn't really align with what I knew I could do, like what I knew I was capable of actually shooting. So that's kind of why I stopped shooting music videos. I didn't never stop shooting music videos. But
you're not done.
Hey, I'm not done.
Got it.
But it's gonna take an artist who's serious with their craft, and actually, I'm not saying that those artists aren't serious, but someone that's willing to drop a good bag on their visual.
Well, really, I'll say this. I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
Compared to somebody who's getting a wedding and a quince, who has a set budget, you do want some, an artist who almost on that level, which I can see. So let me know from weddings and quinces, they come with budgets.
Yeah. They say I have $2,000-$3,000 for this day for that set of hours. I'm like, okay, cool. I can give you this. I can give you this highlight or this first look for that price. So it's kind of like they tell me their budget, I tell them what I could do for that price, and that's just how we go.
Because for them, it's more so about capturing versus the views.
Yeah.
So like I can see from an artist standpoint saying, if they're getting 1,000 views average, they probably wouldn't spend $2,500 on a video.
Yeah, and like you said with wedding and quinces, they're not in it to share it on YouTube and make it go platinum.
It's for themselves. Yeah.
And to share the best moments, the best cinematography, the most even natural lighting, the perfect angles from the
perfect
most
story,
important day, the perfect story with good storytelling and music and dialogue and all that, and that's what they're focused on.
Because I saw some of your wedding videos, and through your cinematography, you're a really good storyteller.
Thank you.
And I could see, like, in the comments when the people were complimenting, the same work. I'm like, yeah, it feels really good. Like, I would want to rewatch this as well, But the way that you go about, I mean, just again, man, you're making mini movies almost at this point, So it's almost hard to get away from that. In a sense of just doing a general video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like when I did shoot a lot of music videos, it was just the same cookie cutter video. I show up, bring a speaker, bring these lights, set them up the same way I always set them up, and I get the same shots I always get. And that was it. Every single video that I shot.
So was it over time? Because during this music videos, when you went on this run, man, of shooting music videos, were you doing weddings or anything else?
Nah,
it was strictly.
It was just music.
Yeah. So when did it go to more than $80, man? Did you look it up and actually see what? Okay.
Well, I did a lot of research on what other people were charging, and it was kind of hard because I was really the only dude doing music videos. But I did kind of look up like the general rate. What's the general day rate for cinematographers and videographers? I'm like, I'm very cheap, especially considering how much time I spend editing and coloring and stuff like that. I was like, man, I'm cheap. These guys are getting a deal, and they've been getting a deal. So I was like, I gotta up my prices, and then I upped them, and I'm still like, I'm really cheap compared to like even when I'm making the all subs per hour. Whenever I put it,
exactly.
Yeah, whenever I put it into like per hours, how much I spend shooting and then coloring and grading afterwards, I was like, I'm still really cheap. Like, this is less than minimum wage.
The minimum, yep.
Yeah. So I doubled it again. I'm like, okay, this is a kind of, it's not quite, it's about minimum wage. I could definitely do more, but I'm kind of comfortable here. And then I started getting better gear, stuff like that. I'm like, I'm better than minimum wage. I need to be charging a good amount for these videos. And that's kind of how, I don't have an exact date of when I started doing that. I just know about after my first 20 or 30 videos, that's when I started being like, yeah, I need to charge a lot.
So it went from charging a flat rate to when so now do you do it by minutes?
Yeah.
I
use when I left off, it was about $200 per minute of the songs. So
okay.
2-minute song, $400, 2.5, $500, and then so on and so forth.
Okay.
And
that seems to be like fit what you're doing. Like, is it still okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But before that, it was just a straight flat rate.
Just making money, yeah.
And then I saw other like videographers from other locations, like in Dallas, Houston. I would reach out to them like, I'm an artist and I want a music video, and I saw like how they responded to my messages.
Yeah.
That what they were charging, like what they wanted to know to how to charge me, and a lot of them were doing it by the minute.
Okay.
Not based on the hour that they.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's that's pretty smart compared. Like, I don't want to do a 5-minute song for the same price that I do a 2-minute song. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I would say that all my shoots are this long, depending on how long your song is. That's the price. I don't remember exactly when I implemented that, but I feel like I definitely was able to charge a lot more.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Did anybody use you on those $40 to $80 prices and then come back and you hit them with the $500, $600 and they say something?
Yeah.
Were they a little, taken aback at first, or?
Of course, I was like, yeah, man, I charge a lot more now.
Did they understand it, or?
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, that's a bet. And I feel like, oh man, they're mad at me. But I was like, it is what it is. And a lot of the time, even after that, give it like a week, and they still reach out. I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and book it.
Yeah, who else is there?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I fuck with your work, fam. You did this for so cheap for me. Like, we're just gonna go ahead and spend the rack, or not spend the rack, but we're gonna spend the big bucks.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
How was that, man? When you saw that, whether it was 5 or the 6 the first time, like, damn.
I think the most I charged, the biggest jump I charged was going from $200 to a $500 video.
Okay.
And when they said yes, that was when I was like, yeah, I could do this for full time.
Was this still using your mom's car?
Yeah.
Okay, because then you transitioned. It went from us knowing you as Afrotious to then we saw the van with the Saint Media.
Yeah.
So was this obviously going on in the background, and you were had your eye on a van? Like, what's up with the van?
I mean, with the van, man, it hasn't been something I've been thinking of for a long time. I just know, like, near the end of my doing music videos, I was like, I could do a lot more with better gear, and a lot of the gear I wanted was this huge,
bulky,
big old stands and like packs of lights and gimbals and all sorts of other things. So I was like, yeah, this little, my mom's little car isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a clean car either. Like there was boxes in the back. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I had my car at that time, but I was like, I don't want to carry all this in my car either. So
I got it.
that was when I was like, I could look into the van or get some sort of vehicle. It wasn't a van at first that I was wanting. I was wanting like a little, maybe mid-size SUV that would put stuff in the back. And I was like, if we're gonna do it, might as well get a big van and go big or go home. So that's kind of how the van started. I was just like,
it's great marketing, man.
Yeah,
you can recognize it from everywhere, man.
There's times whenever I'm driving on the highway and I see people with their phone out, about to take a picture of my van, and then like 2 minutes later, I got a new follower.
Oh, let's go, man.
They saw it on the highway. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
What was the final, straw, I guess, man, that made you choose to strictly go after wedding and quinces?
I would say weddings and quinces just were more aligned with
professionally, I feel like
the life I wanted to have. Like I was making a lot more money shooting weddings and quinces just one day out of the week compared to shooting 4 days out of the week with these music videos.
Got it.
I was like, I'm able to have a lot more time up. Even though it took me longer to edit, I was able to have a lot more time open up shooting weddings and quinces. I was able to make a lot more, and I was able to network so much easier because I mean there's hundreds of people at these weddings and quinces.
Yeah.
And every time I walk in with these big light stands and I had a professional in a suit and everything with my gimbal, it was like, hey, like you do quinces, like let me get your card. And almost every
game over.
Yeah, every single quince or wedding I shoot, my next client comes from that wedding quince, if not like 2 or 3. So
definitely, man.
It just keeps going, and that's another thing where I'm like, this is never gonna end, because whether it's weddings or quinces, parties in general, events like that, they're gonna go on for as long as humans are around.
No, for sure, man.
Something that's never gonna be out of whatever,
out of style. It's almost like plumbing.
Yeah, exactly. People are always gonna have parties, no matter what.
Yeah, and all you could do is get better at it.
Yeah. So that's definitely something where I'm like, this is something that's a little bit more sustainable. I could do this for years and years and years, and
not have a gun pointed at me.
Yeah, exactly. Not have a gun pointed at me, or worried that my transitions are going out of style or something like that. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
And stuff.
Yeah, they're waves.
Yeah. What's popular this year might not be popping next year, and what's popping next year might not be popping the year before that. So.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
Yeah, I don't use a lot of transitions on my weddings.
No, you don't. It's again rule.
Yeah, that's also
storytelling.
Yes, focus on the story. So it's something that could just go on for a long time. I'm not worried about it.
What was it like shooting your first video and there's this guy who pulls his gun out?
I mean, I was
allegedly prop gun.
Because I mean, I knew it was. I mean, they told me like, yeah, we got guns. And
okay.
Was that cool? And I was like, yeah, like shit, sure. I was.
Did you have them sign extra waivers or something?
There's no sort of waivers or anything.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, just try not to point it straight at me.
Yeah,
that was it.
On that note, let me ask on these. I know not on the early ones, but on the later videos. Is there any paperwork from a videographer standpoint to the artist about distribution and who owns the rights and blah blah blah? Like, because I'm sure you learned that at Full Sail.
Yeah. I did learn it at Full Sail, but when I was doing these music videos, I did no sort of paperwork at all.
Okay.
It was just like,
it's just hand-to-hand transaction. Let's do it.
Give me money, I'll give you your video.
Got it.
Do whatever. Like,
okay.
Fortunately, I've never had anyone. I mean, guess not fortunately, but I've never had anyone blow up super crazy, like uber viral off a video I made.
Got it.
Because otherwise, I'd be like, dang, I could have made some extra money off that if they did.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But when I do the quinces and weddings, there's contracts, and even now for the photo shoots, I do send contracts and everything just to be safer.
Oh heck yeah, man!
Like that, so just to make sure there's no disputes, or I can't get sued, or they can't come for me after the fact saying that they don't like their videos or photos or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just to be safe, I do contracts nowadays.
I got you. Well, especially with the content creation today, it's almost adamant that you understand who owns the rights of that content to distribute it, or whatever. Because I've learned, maybe you can tell me, law is whoever hits record owns the content.
Yeah.
So as an artist, if you want to have full creative control, you got to make sure that you can distribute your stuff. For example, there's an artist next week that I'm gonna have, and he had an interview last week with Smokes World, and he's clipping it himself and putting it on his, you know. And so it made me think like, oh, any artist that I've had on, if you want to clip your own stuff, go ahead and clip it. Because, and then I had somebody send me a clip and say, hey, can I post this? So I was like, yeah, sure, you know. But I can see, because content is king now, where there could be like this gray area on the distribution of it.
Yeah.
The other question I had, you and Tuli were talking about Chat GPT, is from a videographer standpoint, have you ever thought about adding another feature to your package where you create these 30-second to 1 minute reels or stories for the creator, for the artist, right? So not only you're shooting the video, but you're also giving them 10 pieces of content for the video. Have you done that?
Yeah, well, I have like packages and stuff. So at the low end package is just you get the video.
Okay.
So second tiers you get the video plus the like you get like ceremony edits, toast, and raw footage. And the biggest one, you get like 5 reels for like Instagram, Facebook, that type of thing. Plus everything else.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I manage that. But I saw this one thing for wedding videographers. It was an AI where if you take, so I have different packages for my wedding pictures just as a photographer. And I saw this thing where if you take like a full gallery of your clients, the newlyweds or whatever, and you upload them to that AI video or that AI site, they'll make an entire gallery of the couple in different places. So like say you want them in France.
Oh, I saw that.
So, yeah.
No, I know what you're
And it makes an entire gallery just off the pictures you took of them in France on the like with the what's it called, the
Eiffel Tower
behind them or something like that at sunset or something like that, and it looks
real.
You were there.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you can't even tell. So I was thinking like that would be so cool to add to my high end of package, just on top of their actual wedding gallery, to be able to provide them with like a dream like destination style.
Yeah.
Like elopement type of thing.
I know. I dig. Again, content, man.
Yeah.
Content is king. So, because I know there's another guy I was talking to. He was talking about production. You know, that comes into production. And I haven't seen too many artists out here who create a music video, and then they have a rollout of 10 pieces of content, short pieces of content. I haven't seen that. So I'm like, are videographers offering that?
Yeah.
Now with ChatGPT, you better be offering it, man. Like, goddamn, you know. So for that, I would pay $2,500.
Yeah.
Let's shoot a video and you give me 10 pieces of content. Hell yes.
And then you could space that content out for months.
For months, man. And it becomes content for months. Mm-hmm. So I can see going $500 to $1,000 for a short video, but if you want pieces of content, the production by it, so you can promote it, which they should be doing. Yeah, $2,500. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and actually that
I don't know if that's your price. I'm just shooting $2,500. I'm trying to anchor everybody for you, man. I got you.
That Transformative Leadership Academy video that I shot for them, when I initially gave them my proposal, it was that video along with I think 5 reels of different parts of that video in vertical form for their Instagram and stuff like that. And they're really interested in that, but at the end they just decided not to go with it. But I mean, if they did, they would have content on content for a while, at least 2 or 3 months to go.
No, which is important. They don't see it yet.
It's all good though.
But if you're an artist and you're listening to this, we're about to wind down though, if you're looking for a videographer, I would be looking for a videographer who can produce 10 pieces of content for me with that video, not just a video.
Yeah, alongside that video is going to be invaluable. Especially if you plan on doing any sort of like you said, like a rollout, just posting those content pieces beforehand, like.
Because usually the artist is doing it themselves off a screen record because they're excited, right, to push it out. Yeah. And I'm like, or they get one piece of content from the videographer, which again, it could be in the contract. I'm not taking away from anybody, but I would go with, I need 10 pieces of content with this versus 1 or 2. Like, I would think, because with the video, you want at least 90 days. Mm-hmm.
Just to build up.
Yeah, exactly, man. And instead of a quick, screen record versus. So, has anybody reached out to you, man, to shoot a music video and said, man, come out of hiding, shoot this for me. Come on.
Yeah, I've had like maybe 5 or 6 people reach out to me, but I was telling them like I'm really focused on the weddings and quintas right now, and it is true. Like I don't really have time to shoot music videos anymore, just because it would slow down my workflow so much, and they were taking so much time. Just because when I shoot music videos, I like to make them look nice. You know, I don't just put out bullshit. So
I get it.
It takes me a long time. I would say like pretty close to how much I spend on these
yeah, no, for sure,
with all the effects and stuff like that. It takes me a pretty long time. But yeah, they reach out to me and just let them know, you know, it's not really what I'm working on right now. It's not what I'm focused on. And they seem, I always recommend them to either Mikey or Visual Pros and trying to show love to them.
Yeah, those two guys are killing it.
Yeah,
so
man,
yeah.
Fire, yeah.
Jay, you made that. Have you seen that guy?
I don't think so.
Or Jay made that. I think something like that. He's doing really good, and he's got really good packages.
Yeah.
For knocking them out type stuff. I don't know if it comes with, again, any pieces of content, extra content, or distribution, but even the distribution side of it, you know, is it solely on your channel, or do you allow them to other channels? You know,
when I was doing it, I just gave it to them, and I'd ask them like afterwards, because I didn't have like any paperwork or anything, so I just gave them their video. They could do whatever they want with it. But if I liked it, I'd be like, hey, like, you mind if I post this on my channel like a couple of days after you post it on yours, just so you can get the
I see,
a lot of it. So
yeah, definitely,
just so I can kind of build up my own stuff too, and
no, it makes sense.
Yeah, just get some more views on my channel. That's pretty much it. And just have, like, I could have a portfolio where if other artists come for me asking for like work I've done for other artists, I just show my YouTube. And
yeah, man. I don't, you know, you're still in the space, right? Editing and video and things like that. And I mean, look again, man. The goddamn list that I read out. I mean, it's damn near 30 visuals, and then some. Like you said, those are just some of them that you approved. I'm pretty sure you're a master at your craft now. You know,
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure you're worth what you're asking for. Like, and we'd probably see different things. But again, I like the fact that you're using ChatGPT.
Yeah, you got to, man.
You got to, man. Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
People think like I'm cheating. Like if you use ChatGPT,
it's
like you want to spend 2 hours thinking of a caption for your video, like you could just
it could do it better.
Yeah, do it better in not even half the time, like a fraction.
Oh, it's insane, man. I used it the other day to create an LLC. Find me a business name and the domain name. I mean, it's just I don't want to do that thinking
so quick. And even what is it, ChatGPT 5 or something like that, or
the new version, or what?
Some sort of new.
The mobile versions just came out, but there's open.ai too that you can use for other things. I mean, there's stuff. I created a logo from AI the other day for somebody.
There's Adobe AI Enhance too.
Oh,
if you put in like, even if it's like with like, if it's like there's background noise and stuff like that, if you upload it to the Adobe AI, it'll make it sound like super clear.
You see what I'm saying?
It's crazy, man.
You need to utilize, if you're an artist listening to this, you got to be paying attention to tech, man. It's going to help you a lot.
Like it's something where if you don't keep up with it, you're going to get left behind.
You're going to get left behind over the next 2 to 3 years as an artist, because a lot of it deals with the distribution, with content, with how you're showing up, the copy you're using, things like that, the what do you call it, the caption or whatever you know, all those things matter, man. And I hope, again, within the loop and interviewing people like you, is that for the artists, that they hear these conversations and they adapt. I was talking with somebody earlier. I met him in an Uber. He does real estate, and we were just going back and forth. He was telling me he's got a couple of rental houses, blah blah blah, what he wanted to do. Then we started talking about just information and in the space and what to do and how to grow. And I was like, look, man, those who integrate, it's more about integration than it is information. I don't give a fuck what you know. Yeah. Because information is everywhere right now. How fast are you integrating it and implementing it is what's going to set you apart. That's what I'm saying. So if you're not afraid of ChatGPT, you need to jump on it. Because if you don't, again, whoever integrates it first is going to be ahead. Yeah. And it's going to be noticeable.
Yeah, you could spend... Like some people could spend 2 hours thinking of a caption for a video. Whenever I could put in ChatGPT, spend those other hour 58 minutes just working.
No, truly. So. Yeah, especially stuff like that. Yeah. Again, ChatGPT has access, or whatever, AI has access to far more than we could have access to as a human brain. And it's like searching for it. Yeah. So the patterns that we search for, the consciousness, do we have the pulse on the culture? Well, AI is picking up data in real time. Yeah. so it's gonna know what's in and what's not. So it's gonna feed you exactly what you know.
Yeah. What's
So much is
right now.
Yeah, exactly, man. As we're winding down, man, we got a few minutes. An hour and a half went by, man.
Really? Damn. What? Does not feel like an hour and a half.
Nah, man, and we got so much more to talk about.
30 minutes.
Nah, for real, man. We need part 2. Thanks for having this conversation with me, man. Again, I really appreciate it. What do you enjoy the most as we're winding down, man, about who you've become?
Well, I'd say definitely shooting these weddings and quinceas has made me more outspoken, more social. Because when I was doing music videos, I was just behind the camera, not really talking. And when I do these weddings and stuff, I'm talking to people all the time, and that's something like, especially growing up, I was really shy. I would never talk to
Do you have an assistant, or do you find? Okay.
Yeah, I shoot with a couple people now.
Nice, man.
Photographer and a second camera.
Sweet.
So I have
Let's go.
with me. I'm building relationships with
Let's go,
people.
man.
So, I mean, the biggest thing I enjoy about it is just being able to tell stories. That's the biggest thing, especially whenever, like, I just shot a wedding for one of my friends and her boyfriend that I've known since kindergarten, literally since kindergarten, maybe since we were 4 or 5 years old. And I knew them both growing up, playing like travel ball with the guy and being on different teams with the girl and stuff like that. And seeing them grow up and get married, that was really cool to be able to capture.
Nice, man.
So that's what I enjoy most, is just telling other people's stories.
Yeah, you're really good at capturing it, man. Again, I went to go watch the weddings and the quinces, and I'm like, yeah, this is why people hire him. It's like short films, man.
Mini movies.
Yeah, exactly. And it tells their story, which is a skill, man. It's an art to be able to take their information and be able to portray that through images and visuals, you know. And you've done really well. I'm like, now I know their story and who they are and what they're about.
Thanks, man.
Really good, man. You're really good at it. Again, I just wanted to highlight you, man. I know that you've been out here, you've been putting in work. Everybody who's been watching or who is a supportive of In the Loop should know you based on the work that you've done for all the artists out here, man. And I just wanted to, in a sense, give you your flowers, man, and tell you thank you for all those videos. Thank you for saying yes to all those videos and all these crazy situations and all these artists, man, and supporting in this manner, which we needed it in the 432, man. And you were along with VP and Mikey Mike, you know, pioneers and helping us create this space, man, that I feel like we're all thriving to create, man, and driving to. So I appreciate you sitting down with us, man, and letting us get to know you. Any last words you have for the people, man? Anything you want to let them know? Anything you want to just leave them with?
I'll just say shout out to all the artists I've worked with in the past. You know, I don't regret any of it. It was a wonderful experience being able to shoot for you guys. And if you guys are getting married, or if you have kids or having any sweet 16s or quinces coming soon, let me know.
That is true, because a lot of these artists, they were young, so you could be getting married, you could be having a quince. Don't forget about Afro. You know, not the music videos, but you can get them for that.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. If this was your first time, man, if this was entertaining enough, please subscribe, like, comment. If you've joined us before and you've enjoyed the entertainment, please tell your family and friends, and we appreciate